Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Peteman Reviews. Today we are reviewing the next in the range of ToyWorld robots, Muddy. This being the ToyWorld version of the Dinobot Sludge, and again there's another play on the name. If you have Sludge and you go in the Sludge you get Muddy. So we'll start with a bit of an unboxing and then we'll go to look at the Dinobot. So you start with some nice art of Muddy or Sludge in Dinobot mode. Flip the box this way, you get the full artwork with the full mode. Flip the box this way, you get some actual details of the robot mode and Dino mode toy, and on this side it's the same images but they're reversed, so you get to see what they're like from behind, so to speak. Nice to see and always a useful visual aid to get an idea of what the final product looks like. The toy itself, the box is really nice and sleek and textured. It feels really top quality. You open it, get very nice instruction leaflets. Obviously with instructions you get a little card here as well, and over on the other side you get a nice little sticker as well of Sludge. As you can see, the instructions have things such as highlighting in red what you need to do, which is quite useful at times because it's not always obvious, so that works well. Okay, the actual Dinobot itself, or toy itself I should say, is contained in a polystyrene box with the ToyWorld logo embossed in it. If we open the lid, so just move the polystyrene out of the way, bring the camera in so we can have a quick look. As you can see, everything is very neatly laid out in there. So you've got obviously the Dinobot, then you've got the weapons nicely in their own little casing. See, there is quite a lot of wasted space, but that said, all with the exception of Grimlock, which we'll come on to a later review, all the other four are of the same size, so they're all the same appearance on the cabinet. They've all got the same shape box as well, so it's quite nice that they kept to that. They could have made them smaller, they could have made them bigger as well for that matter, but I think it works quite well. So as I say, we've got his gun there, very nice. The sword too, the sword actually folds over for easy storage, so it comes out like that. There's nothing to clip it in place there, so you are very much relying on putting it out there and then not wobbling it too much, or it will go bendy again. And as for Sludge himself, very nice as well. We'll just put the box to one side so we can have a look at the robot. So, Dinobot mode. Classic Brontosaurus, classic Sludge, as you would expect to see. Again, very liberal use of both silver and gold chrome. It works really well again. You've got the nice blue there, which as you can see just makes the eyes glow. The mouth does open, he says. There's not an awful lot to get a grip off, but there we are. As you can see, it opens. You've got some, all told, some pretty sharp teeth there. So if you've got little kids, you do have to watch out for that. That said, this is hardly a price point for kids. These are meant for adults, kidults, people who have disposable income and decided, hey, I'm going to buy Transformers. Hey, I guess that's you guys watching the video. Hello. Yeah, it's really nice. As you can see, it's got the nice colour schemes here with the red, blue and green. Again, you've got the nice chrome coloured tail. Perhaps there's not quite as much chrome as there was on Slag, though it's a bit difficult to tell. It might be a similar amount with the shoulders here and the tail and the head here. Of course, Slag had a bigger head, so that's why Muddy Sludge has slightly less chrome than Slag or Iron Dreg did. But it still works really well. It's a great looking toy. I really like how it works. You've got good manoeuvrability with the legs, which you can move around. The tail has some limited articulation there. I mean, that's not meant to come off like that, but so you have some limited articulation there, and the head itself. The neck has some, it's not meant to go down like that, but you could do if you wish to, and the head will rotate too. So it's got some limited articulation in Dinobot mode. As said, while you will have it in Dinobot mode occasionally, if you're reenacting the scene from Transformers the movie, most of the time it's probably going to be in robot mode, which is what we'll do now. So basically you've got head end here, this end is the feet. let's start off just by flipping the tail up like this, get that out of the way. All of these legs here do flip up like this, so we're just going to disconnect them because, as you can see, they're all stuck in there, which would prevent you from doing the transformation. Come down. This part will flip around here. You can just see how the hinge works. Like so. The tail actually breaks in two. When I say breaks in two, it's meant to go into two. Just work it loose. Again, you can see how it's joined together. So now we've done that, these will now easily break apart like so. Once we've done that, as you can see, you've got the leg open up here. All this part here is going to be the feet. Very large foot section here. Now, we can't actually move these down at the moment because, as you can see, there's nowhere for them to go. This is all blocking in the way. So what we need to do is open the shell here. Again, you can kind of see how the hinge is going to work here. So it's going to open from the top down. I'm sure this isn't the way the instructions told me to do it, but hey, I don't care. I'm just going to put the head down here like so, get that out of the way. Well, that reminds me, yes, this bit does come out there. Okay, so this is where it gets slightly tricky because this thin line here you can see is the part where the shell comes off. It's actually quite difficult to open it. As you can see, it is a slot there, but it's a very solid clamp. There we are. But it does eventually pop open. Once it does that, the whole thing just rotates like that. We've now got enough clearance to be able to move the legs. What we should do, just make sure that's out the way. That's out the way. You've got lots of parts on here. You just need to kind of move out the way before you move it. Break these two apart, the two legs apart like that, and they will now. Once you've got that out like that, it should now all rotate down like so. And then same on this side too. So you've got so many parts you need to keep out of the way, otherwise the thing doesn't rotate. It's a little bit tight. This one's a lot tight, this side. But there we go. It will eventually rotate. So let's tidy up these legs now, shall we? Okay, so you've got feet elements here. Just rotate these down like that. We might have to rotate them up later. I'm just going to rotate them down like that to get them out of the way at the moment. What we now need to do, these part here that we got, will flip over this patch here to cover up the hole that, remember, these were in. Quite a nice little cover up there. Yeah, I'm going to put that back up there. I kind of want it to move it down, but it doesn't. Same deal this side, like so. What we now need to do is pop this in back like that. This will go up, this will go down. Actually, that's not right at all. Don't know what I'm saying. This end of the tail here flips in like so. It's quite nice how that goes in. So we've got this bit in here. Now this bit actually goes inside the leg here. So you've got all this huge gaping hole. So what we do is, having done this like that, flip it up and in. Simple. That also, if I just flip it out again, you see there's a little gap there that you can just fit this in like that, so it just slots in place. That also provides the lower part to keep some stability to it. Same deal here, flip this in like that, goes round, round again. Again you can see there's the little tab, goes in, then it will just tab in like so. There we are. So this is obviously the inside of the legs. Legs are done. Obviously the top is still a mess, so that's what we need to sort out now. You do need to just rotate the waist because this is going to be the front part. So what we're now just going to do, put the legs down here like so, get them out of the way. Same deal on this side. Head goes like that. Just rotate this round and up like that. Pop these out of the way here. The arms, these will become the shoulders. Up like that, you can see where it's going to slot in. Heck, there's enough toys that use that formation now. You know it more, almost watching more of these videos than I do. Same deal on this side. There we go. Now, exactly the same as we saw the last video with Iron Drag. Hands are contained in here. So, up. And this will pull out here. So, there we go. Back down. You've got the Dinobot hands like that. We could put it like that. I guess it's up to you to personal preference. The figure does suggest on the box that you have it like that, but I guess really, you know, it doesn't look bad like that for me. Whatever you prefer. Sometimes these the hands can be a little bit hard to pull out. No, there's nothing on this side to help us, so you just have to kind of try and hook it like so. So really all you've got is this little bit here to try and hook onto. Sometimes it's easier than others. So let's say about the hands, you can have it like that, or you can have it like that. Honestly, it doesn't make much difference, so I think that's entirely up to personal preference there. Let's pop that out there. Head, I guess it's in here. Very much like a headmaster actually. That pops down, head pops up, you then have the dual chest, so that chest plate goes up like that, and you've got another one there, like so. That's popped out again, that's annoying. Right, just standing off in a dramatic pose to finish him off. He's got two weapons, remember, so he's got his sword, just slots in there, and he's got his gun, slots in there. And there we go, Sludge or Muddy in Dinobot mode, in robot mode. Very, very nice looking toy. Again, he's got the glowing eyes they've retained through to the head mode as well. That flipping arms come out again. You really do have to not only get it in place, but then try and keep it in place, because it will keep popping out. There we go. Right, so nice head sculpt on there. So the glowing eyes are really nice, kind of reminiscent of the G2 Predator planes. I like the colour scheme. The red looks good. You've got the nice little bit of detailing on the chest there, which I think is quite a nice little touch. Very reminiscent of his G1 release as well. Do you remember where you'd have the idea you'd have a little man that would sit in there? So it's quite nice they kept that through on the well, this is a third party release, but it's quite nice they kept it through. The banding on the legs works well too. Just a nice figure. In terms of size, well, we compare him with a variety of releases throughout the ages. Masterpiece proud. That's kind of the scale he's meant to be at, which is what they've made the release to. Goes very, very nicely together. I think it really works as a masterpiece size third party with another masterpiece range. Thrilling 30s Scoop. Oops, fall him over. Now Scoop's obviously not had a masterpiece release. In the original release, well, I've never had the toy, but I don't ever recall Scoop being a particularly big character. So one could argue that's reasonably good scale as well. And of course G1 Red Alert. Obviously the G1 toys are a lot smaller, that being the commemorative edition. So we'll just take Red Alert out of the way, but just gives you an idea of scale about how big these third-party toys are of Sludge. Before we end the video, I've just suddenly remembered I've transformed him wrong at the back. The arms do not hang out the back here like so, because there's a little hinge here. You pull it, and this folds down, and this arms will now rotate in here, out of the way. That goes back up like that, and then you have this all hidden away in here. You could play around with it to make it totally hidden, kind of like that. So yeah, that's easily done, particularly if you're not focusing on the back. So again, you just split this in half, like so. Rotate this round, pop that down like that. Leg nicely slits in there, out of the way. Pop that back up. There we go. In terms of the actual toy itself, Well, it tidies up the back a bit. Now you've got the wings just in their chromy glory. At the front, yeah, it still looks good, doesn't it? Okay, so that is ToyWorld's Muddy, aka Dinobot Sludge. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave any comments below, and I will see you for the next review, where we'll be looking at another ToyWorld Dinobot release. Thank you. Goodbye.